match. But their coach, Bill Anderson, had to make was whether or not to bring back Michael Patterson to 5/8 in lieu of Joe Squadrito. Squadrito has been a magnificent substitute for Patterson, but Anderson finally decided that he should give the nod to Patterson. He comes in as the only...
And I only wish he could be here to see this ground so full of people. Murray, Patterson, Murray, now Tunks. Mitch Brennan to the right wants it. It's coming left. It's Murray, Patterson. The run round for Murray. Now it's Walsh. Oh, an incisive run, swerving. 8 metres inside Cronulla's 22, and the Sharks again called on to defend in the cup final. Metcalf. Murray, Patterson, Nathan Gibbs. 5 metres out. Patterson, Tunks, chance here for Souths. 2 metres out. Last tackle coming up for the Rabbits. Tunks is short of the line, and a penalty goes to South Sydney. This will be the first points. John Gosher is indicating to the Cronulla players that they had 2 markers. Cronulla have won 11, South 16. They've drawn 2, including the first round of the competition this year at Endeavour on the 15-all mark. As Ross picks up the first points of the cup, and South lead 2-0. Keith Gittos, the Balmain secretary, offered the thought that this crowd probably has broken the Leichhardt ground record. And looking at those scenes, I'm not about to argue with him. I know one thing. It's probably the shot in the arm that rugby league needed. Now Haddock. This is Khan. Looking around for somebody to run off him.
Yes, the South defence was there and Rogers was on the outside. He just couldn't get his pass away. That was a good one by Khan, and Cronulla have already got the penalty.
Players now on the South 22. Wakefield through Williams to Mullane. Tackle by Simpkins, back to Williams, beats Patterson. Rex Williams over the 22, picks up Chris Gardner. Held by Murray. Rick Burke, 12 metres out. Now Haddock, Wakefield, Rogers. There's an overlap. Khan.
Good tackle by Brennan.
It had to be, Keith, it had to be.
Yes, and it was. Came in very quickly there.
Rogers, the up and under. Again a test for Steve Walsh. And he's lost it, but it's been knocked on by Cronulla. And in turn, I believe, forced by... Nicely tackled by Rick Burke. Ziggy Niscott. Good run by Niscott. Here's Tunks. The Rabbits. Up the centre. A runner is coming, but Tunks hasn't seen him. It was Mitch Brennan, too. He could have gone right. Murray, Patterson, Rampling. Oh, you could almost hear the thud. Patterson, Murray, Tunks. They're running out of territory. Brennan! 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 Into touch!
Yes,
no try!
And a great tackle by Rogers. He really came from the clouds, flew across, and it was probably only a player with Rogers' pace, anticipation and ability to cover and spot the danger that saved that certain try when Brennan careered down that left-hand touchline.
See it again.
Very good pass by Tunks here too.
Brennan on the boil, and there he is. Steve Rogers getting a leg across the touchline.
But South's back in possession.
Murray now. Correction. Simpkins it was. And Steve Walsh, the first try of the cup final. Haddock, Rogers. Khan still going, this big Queensland prop forward. And the last for Cronulla as Roland Beckett pinches his normal 5 or 6 metres. And then has to pack into this scrum. 12, the scrums favour Cronulla. The penalties have drawn level at 11 all now. South's a penalty. It's against Hansard. Interesting little conversation taking place. Michael Patterson, whilst this penalty was being taken, came to the sideline, the furthest sideline, to talk to Bill Anderson. And I think Patterson has said, let's bring Joe on, Joe Squadrito, Shane O'Neill. I think Patterson's probably trying to do what he thinks is the sporting thing. Peter Tunks. Peter Tunks! Yes, he's over! If they hadn't tied it up, they have now. The Rabbitohs have taken the cup final. Look at the joy and the emotion. The ecstasy of it all.
It certainly is, and I think for Tunks, he's had a top game. We're getting caught up in the equipment in here, but he's had a top game, Tunks. He's put a lot of pressure on the Cronulla defence right throughout the game, and to the credit, of course, of the whole South Sydney six. I think it's their forwards and the constructive work of the halfbacks, Patterson and Murray, that's played the major part in their game. Not that Cronulla, up until this particular stage anyhow, would ever be.
Is the man I'm talking about, Joe Squadrito. Graham Murray's off, Greg Mackey's on, but Souths have simply put the players on there to enjoy the thrill of winning a cup final. And there it is, it's all over. South Sydney 10, Cronulla Sutherland 2. 2 tries in the match, scored by
1981. The runners-up will be receiving $57,500. And there's a very happy man, the South's captain, Mitch Brennan, being greeted there by Mr. George Haynes, Managing Director, Tooth and Company Limited. And there's the cup held aloft. And this enormous crowd staying on to the